Hello, hello. Tosinger de ope hello mi de hello, hello. Tosinger de ope hello mi de hello, hello. Tosinger de ope hello mi de hello, hello. Tosinger de ope hello mi de. Welcome to Nommo. My name is Tosinger, singer, songwriter, and African folktale storyteller. I didn't see you there, but now you are. I'm so happy you're able to join us. I come all the way from West Africa to West End, from Nigeria specifically, to the ATL. The ATL is where I call home. Home. Home is where the heart is. Home, home, home is where the heart is. 1,000 times a day, the mind must escape the desert of illusion. 1,000 times a day, flowing through our hearts is the river of inspiration. Home, home is where the heart is. I am an African folktale storyteller, keeping the tradition of storytelling going. Tales by moonlight, but for now it's Tales by screenlight. So thank you once again for joining us. Speaking of home, I have a story to tell you. So grab a cup of tea or coffee or whatever you fancy and join me. When I say hello, you reply hello. Hello means story, so I'm calling you to listen. Hello. Story, story, story. I say story, story. You say story. Story, story, story. Once upon a time, in the animal kingdom, where all the animals used to live in the forest, there were the lions, the monkeys, the gorillas, all the animals lived in the forest. Now, the title of the story is about the deer and the jaguar. Again, the title of the story is The Deer and the Jaguar. On this lovely afternoon, the deer was having a walk through the animal kingdom. And then he thought to himself, what would it be like to actually build a house for myself that I can call home? So he started thinking, and then he started praying to the goddess of the river. And then in the distance, he heard the sound of waterfall. The land was green ahead. The trees and the flowers were blooming. That must be the promised land, he said. This is such a lovely place to build a house. Real estate. Location, location, location. And so he went and he prayed to the goddess of the river to bless as he's about to build a house. And so he gathered all the leaves and all the straws and all the sticks and started layering and building and layering and building. And then he got to a point and he was like, I think I'm gonna retire for the day and take a break. And so he goes. And the same day, the jaguar was also having a walk. He said, I think I need to build a house for myself. I'm just too tired of living with the rest of the animals in the forest. I need to build a house too. And so he started walking and prayed to the goddess of the river, bless the work of my hands. And then ahead he saw the waterfall, refreshing. the greens, flowers blooming. And then he said this must be the right place too. And then he got there and he saw a half-built house, remember, the half-built house by the Jaguar. He said, wow, Goddess of the River must be listening. So he decided to continue building, added stones, added bricks, and built it up like 3/4 and said, oh, I'm tired. I'm gonna go and resign for the day. The next day, the deer came, saw the house almost complete and said, wow, this must be a blessing. The house is almost done. This is awesome. All I need to do is just finish it up with the roof. And then he started building the roof. Almost done. He couldn't paint it. He left it, went. The Jaguar came and said, wow, Goddess of the River, you must be so on point. Wow, the house is almost done. All I need to do is paint. And then he painted. The next day, the deer decided to move in. And while he was moving in, he told himself, I think I'm gonna divide this house into two, because the Goddess of the River had blessed me so much. I want the goddess to live on the other side. So he built a partition, divided the building into 2 rooms, so the Goddess of the River could live in one of the rooms. And then the Jaguar came later, saw that the house has already been divided, and he said, the Goddess of the River must want to live with me. I'll just live on the other side. And so he moved his things and started living in the building. The next morning came. The cock crowed. They stretched. Came out of their house happy to live in their dream home. And then they saw each other. Who are you? And then the Jaguar too looked at the deer like, who are you? And then the deer said, wait. And then the Jaguar said, were you the one who built half of the house? And then the deer said, yes, I was. So they came to an agreement and said, you know what? Let's just live together in harmony. We'll live together in the house. And so they lived together in the house, doing the chores together. You know, everything was all rosy. Until a day, the deer said, you know, Jaguar, you take care of dinner tonight. Jaguar said, you got it. You know what Jaguar did? Guess what? It's not what you're thinking. Jaguar went, brought dinner home. As soon as the deer saw the dinner, he was like, hey! 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 Oh! 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 You can't believe this. You cannot believe this. The Jaguar killed a deer for dinner. So the deer was like, why would you kill a deer for dinner? You know I'm a deer. That could have been one of my family members. The deer got so angry and walked to the king of the jungle, the lion, to report the deer, to report the Jaguar. He got to the king lion and told him, Jaguar killed a deer. Jaguar is going to kill all your family members too. He started planting discord, telling Lion King that the Jaguar was a scammer, and started saying all bad stuff, backbiting. And the lion got furious and just killed the next Jaguar he saw in sight. And that's how the deer dragged the carcass of the Jaguar home, took it home and told the Jaguar, here's dinner. The Jaguar was so upset, and the Jaguar got so afraid. Like, oh my God, the deer can actually start killing Jaguars for dinner. Needless to say, bedtime wasn't peaceful. They were tossing and turning and tossing and turning on their beds, scared that they might kill each other for food. And at a point, they just hit the wall at the same time. Boom! And they came up and they said, you know what? This is not gonna work. What's the point of living in a house where there's no peace? This is not going to work. And so they decided to part ways and leave their dream home empty. So that's how they lost their dream home. That's how they lost the dream home. In every folk tale there's a lesson. Home. Unity. Home. Unity. Oh, how good and pleasant it is for brothers to dwell in unity. Together we can achieve more. Home. Unity. And that concludes my first story. Thank you all for listening. I hope you learned a lesson or two. And now I'm gonna sing a song that is sung in South Africa. When the black community see the police approaching, they sing the song. They call for mama. They say, hurry mama. Kawuleza mama. Kawuleza mama. Kawuleza. Yeah. Kawuleza mama. Kawuleza. Ah. Kawuleza mama. Hiyo mama sheshikano. Jonga 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 na kawuleza mama. Hiyo mama. Kawuleza. Jonga 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 na kawuleza mama. Hiyo mama sheshikano. Kawuleza mama. Kawuleza mama. Hiyo mama. Kawuleza.